All right, we are live in Chef's Kitchen in beautiful Orange County, California. As I look out the window, I am joined each and every day and time with Dave Frost, the former National Hockey League player agent, and we have a host of things to go over today. Dave, how cold is it in British Columbia? Because I see you got the fire going.
Yeah, it's fucking windy and it's supposed to be really. I gotta barbecue some steaks after this, so
Okay.
hopefully it doesn't fucking happen till tonight. It's supposed to be really windy to like bad.
Really?
Like batten down the hatches bad.
I'm trying to look at the weather up there. What's the temperature there?
It's gotta be like 6.
That's Celsius, right? That's Canadian temperature.
Yeah, I actually go by. Maybe most of my adult years were in Cali because I go by yours.
Oh, the Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
Well, all right. So I see I got the CCM hat on. Is that for Alex the Great?
Is CCM still a big deal?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, I'm a Bauer guy. I've been one most of my life, even as a goaltender and as a forward. It's been mostly Bauer. Although for a short stretch when my wife played pro roller, we were with Furland
Oh, yeah.
DR.
A lot of people wear hats because they're balding. I wear them because my hair is like really long.
I wear this one because it's where I used to work as the group and entertainment director.
Let me see the front of that hat.
What's that?
Let me see the front. We sold a lot of those, eh?
Yeah, so I have one here in Connecticut or California rather. It's too small. But you know, I like to wear it like my grandfather did. You know, I look like a little po' boy on that one. And but the bigger one is in Connecticut. So I wear that every so often, but they're wool hats. I don't know why Frat picked the wool because they're just too thick to wear when it's hot out here in Cali. So who knows?
Well, you can't have a monkey making business decisions.
No, you cannot have a monkey making business decisions. And now I'm looking around at all the hats that I have strung all over the room. And hold on, watch this. This is one of my favorites. It's made by Hat-Trick Hats, and it's my college colors. So it's hat. The blue added on was a little bit for the Whalers for Berger. And then on the front, it says Berger Hockey Chef. So, like, I don't even need a name tag, although I look like a derelict.
You know, speaking of memorabilia, have you ever seen and heard the figures that Taylor Swift makes when she's on concert?
It's millions and millions of dollars.
Like, I can't even... Like, a lot of my buddies got into that field.
Right.
They sell shirts and hats. There's way more money than you think.
Oh, tons of it. I mean,
you got to get good quality stuff.
Yeah. So I went to SoFi on Sunday, and it was Chargers Bengals, and the bootleg merch that was out on the streets was unbelievable. They were selling everything for, like, Bengals fans had like a choice of even their own gear. Maybe because it's LA, I don't know, but it's there's a lot of that hot merchandise going out. But Taylor Swift, if she was smart, which she is, but if she played 11 shows at the Rose Bowl with 130,000 people in attendance, if she played 11 shows, she'd clear $1 billion.
Yeah, she's doing all right, dude.
Yeah, she can't sing for her life, but I guess people like her.
I think it's mostly the lyrics because she's a good singer, right?
Let me tell you, that break Kelsey, when that happens, It will be epic. It will not.
You don't think she's gonna finally get married?
Oh, they're like it's going to be they'll get married. She'll punch out a couple of kids. Oh man, I'm telling you, if that breakup will be it'll be it. It's bound to happen. I mean,
So you're calling a marriage and a breakup?
ooh.
You're calling both.
I don't know about the marriage. It's going to be something. It's going to be that breakup. It doesn't matter.
I honestly think they're getting married. The timing's good because they're both towards the end.
Yeah, she's still selling out though, and he probably has what, 3 years left in the NFL?
Oh God, no, one more maybe.
Really?
Yeah, he almost retired last summer. They're saying.
Yeah. He's probably making more on his podcast than he is playing.
Well, I've listened to it a few times. It's only okay. Like some of it's odd, but
yeah. Well, I mean, that's them. I mean, you know, they weren't afraid to take a political stance, and then they got trounced. So what are you gonna do? All right. So sticking with Ovi. How long is he going to be out for, and when's he coming back? I know.
I seen a report he's out a week, so that'll slow his process down a bit. Fuck, he's on fire, man.
Yeah.
And he's scoring goals like he used to.
Well, I already have tickets for the Washington Kings games in. I think it's like the 12th or 13th of March. So
yeah, you were telling me that.
Yep. Okay, so let me ask you this. Since you've been bebopping around North America, have you ever seen Ovi live? And have you ever Yeah?
Yeah, he's a fucking truck.
Have you ever seen him score a goal?
Yeah, he scored the night I watched him, but I think he got the empty net and one other, but he the one thing about Ovi that maybe the regular fan doesn't know is he is a fucking mule, man.
Oh, yeah.
He runs guys are aware when he's on the ice. Unlike Darnell Nurse, guys are fucking aware.
Yeah. You got to know who's on the ice. I mean,
it's funny. I heard Drew Doughty talking about this one time in the playoffs, and he's like, fuck, it's the first thing I do is I look off who I'm up against.
Yep.
You got to know, man, if the fourth line's on, they're headhunting. They're coming in to hit you.
You got to know Reeves on the ice. I mean, what else is he there to do?
Like, hey, Reeves came up high and hit him in the head, so he deserves the suspension. And I think he only got 5 because of who he is, and he's got a record. But that's what Reeves is supposed to do.
Right.
He's supposed to go out and change the game and the momentum with fucking hitting. And God help us if we take away the fucking hitting. The game is soft enough.
Yep.
And Darnell Nurse, get your fucking head up. He already rounded the net. I hope the guy's okay, but it was bad.
I can't understand why they have their heads down. I've never, for me, it's you're getting penalized for checking. I understand if you jump and target the head, I get that, but I can't understand it. Half of these hits are legal, and then the other thing I cannot understand is the player that turns his back to the play and gets hit from behind against the boards. Drives me insane. Insane. I hate it. I hate it.
Now, your boy Matthews went to Germany. So I guess Toronto's Dodgers aren't good enough.
No, they're not. They're not good enough. And since I've done a couple of voiceover gigs with a German accent but speaking English, The only thing I can say is, you're being foolish. We have ways of making you talk. There you go.
You sound like an Indian.
No, that's German.
Sound like the Brampton Tim Hortons drive-thru.
What's that?
That sound like the Brampton Tim Hortons drive-thru.
Oh, yeah. All right, so what do you think of Matthews going over to Germany and seeing?
Listen, the guy's so chicken shit in playoffs. He tries to hide all his injuries. Supposedly, when he hurt his wrist and it got out, guys were whacking his wrist. You know, I don't know how many years he's played now, but until he finds the ability, and I always termed it to the players that I coach, you got to be able to play through whatever they're throwing at you and learn to give it back and stand up for yourself and create room for yourself. So he needs to learn to be way more aggressive himself to create room and protect. And when he plays physical once in a while, fuck, he's unstoppable. He's a big man. Really big man.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It must be his shoulder or something, or maybe it's his wrist again. Who the fuck knows? But, I'd rather him stay out. Come back when you're healthy and you can play through hockey. Toughness, traffic. Mitch Marner's loving him being away because old Mitch, he's scoring some goals.
Well, yeah, he's getting to be the first option on the power play, and there's rumor he may play center ice for a stretch. And
now Kiprio's fucking driving me nuts. He's saying, 13, 14 million Leon Draisaitl money, and Justin Bourne's like, no fucking way.
No.
How many points does Leon have in the playoffs compared to Marner? And Nick's like, I'm telling you. So, sum it up. Maybe somebody out there will give him 13, 14 to come in and be their hot shot with the salary cap going up. But if the Toronto fucking Maple Leafs do it, they're shooting themselves right in the head.
Yep.
Because he's proven over and over and over and over he can't play in playoffs.
Nope.
So great. If I'm Toronto, I'm like, go ahead. Go get whatever you can get. Now, if he would play for 9 or 10 even, I'd consider it in Toronto. You just got to find some fucking grit to go around him.
Right.
They've never done that. Their top 6 is soft.
It's always been soft. So
that's why Matthew Nye sticks out like a sore dick.
Yeah.
Because he's the only one that'll fucking jam the net, play aggressive. He scores goals in the paint, crash in the crease all the time.
Do you think it's well? I know you're going to say this. It's more important to sign Nyes than Marner.
Oh fuck yeah!
What's it going to take for Nyes?
Probably 5, 6. But their cap is going up, right?
Yeah, so it's going up to 92 or 93 million.
It could even go higher, they're saying.
It could. And the Maple Leafs don't have a lot of money. Well, they have over 20 million coming off.
Here's the bottom line. Brad Treliving needs to buy his way out of Dubas's mess and surround the team, while he likes to call it snot.
Right.
So whatever you want to fucking call it, call it. But as long as you know it. Because Dubas didn't figure it out the entire time he was here.
Well, the worst contract on the Leafs, well, the worst two are Mitch and JT, and those both come off the books this June.
Yeah.
So,
but how bad would it be if Toronto panicked and gave fucking Mitch Marner, Leon Leon's salary.
That would be the end of the Maple Leafs.
It'd be a disaster.
Yep. Absolute disaster.
Regular season points means nothing. It's how you perform in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Ask the Panthers.
Yep.
Ask Vegas. You know,
Oh, yeah.
it's just ridiculous. But, you know, Tree Living's got an opportunity. We're going to find out how good and if he backs up his talk.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, sticking with soft players, what is going on in your neck of the woods with the American from Ohio, JT Miller?
You know, somebody told me this morning, and I don't know if he's right. He's saying there's nothing. The guy just feels like he needs a reset. So he's probably going to fuck off to Hawaii or a couple of weeks, maybe take his family, decompress,
Yep.
and come back. And I'll tell you, I love JT Miller as a player, but it's a crock of shit.
Yep.
Because this isn't the fucking NBA. You need to decompress in the summer and come back with your shit together and your head right. So I don't like it. If I was the owner, I'd be pissed. Fucking paying him the money that they're paying him.
Yep.
And he goes and takes a vacay. Now, if it's his sobriety or something like that, then okay, go ahead.
Exactly.
But it stinks.
Well, he pulled this sort of stunt in New York when Torts was coaching there. They shipped him.
Did he?
Yep. They shipped him to Vancouver. There was friction with Torts. So now there's friction with Tocchet because he benched him. That, you know, Tocchet came out and said, I'm only playing the best players that give me a chance to win. And JT was stapled to the bench. And then 2 days later, this comes out. And this is where
Chef,
yeah.
I watch Vancouver a lot because I live in BC.
Yeah.
And they disappoint me big time.
Well, I mean.
And I know Rick talking is pissed.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with him. Nothing.
Well,
I think it has everything to do with a little bit of construction, a little bit of soft.
Yeah.
Losing that big D Russian.
Yep, that hurt.
Yeah.
You know, my issue is the softness and the coddling of the players. You know, we both talk about it even on air and off. The coddling, the left and right, the Zegras, the whole shebang.
I usually talk it straightforward.
Right. And you get someone like Tocchet or Torts or John Cooper or Maurice, you know, this is Sutter. This is what you're going to get. But my issue is this, and this is why, and I have a question about you as an agent at the end. I remember Zezel wanted to trade out of Vancouver in '99. He wanted to go to Toronto. His niece was dying of an illness, and Brian Burke was the GM of the Canucks and said, you know what? I'm not going to bail you out. And he traded him to Anaheim, and that ended Peter Zezel's career. So where was the NHL Players Association to step in to give him an opportunity to go home? He had to retire. He had to quit. So my question is to you as a former NHL player agent, have you ever had a player, I know the one that we're thinking of, but did you ever have a player that needed to take a step back and decompress during the season? And would you put up with something like that?
Well, hindsight, I would have liked Dayton to do it and get his shit together.
I could think of one. Yeah.
I would, back in that, when Mike was in St. Louis,
yeah,
that would have been frowned upon, man.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't go to a team back then and say, hey, I'm having mental health problems. Can I take a month,
Yeah.
they'd be like, yeah, go ahead, take the year. Like, it was just different. Now you can do it.
Right. And get paid.
Yeah.
And I could not imagine Gordie Howe going to Jack Adams or Bruce Norris and saying, hey, I need a couple weeks off. I just, you know what I mean? Can you imagine that?
It's incredible. You know, it's all time. It's all timing, eh?
Yeah.
It's like Boston firing their coach today. It's like Berube coming in Toronto. It's like talking, going into Vancouver. Sometimes a team needs a restart with a maybe, for the lack of a better word, a nicer coach approach. And then sometimes Toronto, Vancouver, a Berube, a Tocchet, you need to get your ass kicked. But it's the individual timing of each team's deal at the time. It's not one thing for 30 teams can do it, right?
Right.
So it's funny. But by and large, most coaches in the NHL are fuck yours.
Right.
Like, do it my way or fuck you.
Right.
Now, Cooper, everybody needs to coach Canada now and all that. Cooper's a good coach. 2 cups. Probably going to win a gold medal in the Olympics. Hopefully by then we have some goaltending. I remember the last Olympics. Canada won. They were getting 2-3 shots a period against.
Yeah.
So Luongo, Brodeur, whoever, they weren't being tested.
No.
If Canada can do that again, formulate such a strong roster that it doesn't fucking matter, they're going to win anyway. But they gotta, this Four Nations nonsense, they've gotta bring like a North American style because of Team USA, right?
Right.
So you need to counter to Chuck's. I would say with Bennett and I don't know, what's the kid at Vancouver, Winnipeg?
Scheifele, Kyle Connor.
Yeah, Scheifele.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna have more of a North American style up front.
Right.
Because they're gonna match you. Right?
Yeah, I mean, to me,
like US is no joke. Like, they got by far the supreme goaltending.
correct.
They have at least the top 2 lines. Depth is there. Canada's got them on 3-4. And then, I don't know, what would you say on D?
I would say
that 4.
I'd say the D on USA 1 through 8 is probably the best in the tournament. That's how I feel. I mean, right off the top of my head, and I haven't even looked at the roster because I absolutely hate USA hockey. Yeah, I'm the only one.
Says the American.
I'm the American. I hate USA hockey. Always have. Always will. And I'm from Connecticut. I'm the only one from that state that hates the Yukon Huskies. Always have. Always will. Don't like the Yukon Huskies. Never have. I hate them. But right now, I mean, off the top of my head, I'm thinking there's Hanifin and Fox, I'm sure, and Truba is an American. That's 3 right off the top of my head. That.
Well, you already know what I think of Truba.
I wish.
If I was in the league, it'd be the first guy I got.
Yep. I would have
You're
traded
right,
hits for
pretty
him
close.
straight up.
Now, Canada's got some puck movers, and they got some experience, but, you know, you don't have Weber anymore. You don't have a 25-year-old Doughty anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Doughty will play,
Yep.
and he'll probably step up. Doughty's a good player.
Yep. Peter Angelo.
Oh, they still got, Canada's got a good, they got puck movers.
Yeah. McAvoy for USA. I'm trying to think of the Americans now.
I worry about fucking goaltending, man. Like,
I mean, who does Canada have? Bennington?
well, Bennington, Hill, Vegas is Hill, and then it's a crapshoot. They don't even know right now.
Cam Talbot.
Well, stat wise, he might be next. But somebody said on the radio in Toronto, I was listening to, well, you got to get the Oilers, you know.
Oh, Skinner. Yeah.
Because you got McDavid. I'm like, are you fucking drunk? Not a fucking chance. I get Curtis Joseph at a retirement. That's going to be Edmonton's downfall again.
Oh yeah. I can't understand why. I know that they have to be NHL rostered players for the Four Nation, but you look at the American goaltending, and it's like it's 6 deep. It's almost as deep as the D. I mean,
that alone,
yep,
in itself, could be the difference.
Yep.
Oh, there's guys out here in Canada talking about like summits. We need a Canadian summit to get the goaltending back on track. And we have good goaltending coaches here. So I don't really fully get it. Maybe we've lost it in the minor hockey somewhere. But there's no up and coming. Like everyone said to me, oh, Joseph Wall's going to... I'm like, are you crazy? He's like softer than the butter in my kitchen. Like, you got to teach A to Z. They got to have the wherewithal, the grit, the drive, the skill, the talent, obviously. Team USA is so, I mean, all three of their goalies are better than Canada's.
Well, Hellebuck, Demko, Gibson, Swayman, the aforementioned Wall, Spencer Knight, and who's the other one? Oh, Anthony Stolarz. Thank you. And who else? There's a few other.
It's going to be Hellebuck.
Demko.
Well, Connor's going to play.
Yeah, he'll be the starter. But you have Thatcher Demko, and I originally had Swayman 5th, and he has fallen off since he came back.
Yeah, but why? Listen. Chef, I wanted to talk about this. And we're banging topics that it's good, but Boston, the way they handled fucking Swayman.
Yeah.
You can't miss training camp.
Yeah.
You can't. You need to go through the training camp process. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, they pissed the kid off.
Yeah.
With their bullshit comments. Cam Neely, whatever. Now he's going to take some. The guy's good. Right. There's no doubt Swayman's good.
Right.
And he's going to come back around in January, February. But it's going to be too late for Boston then.
I believe so. I believe, I would have never thought this, but I could see Ottawa catching Boston.
But, fucking avoid it by running your franchise. You knew you were giving them 8.
Right.
Hey, guess what? Fucking give it to them.
Right.
Stop fucking. Look at his posture. He's nowhere near
Yep.
where he should be. Training
Now,
camp, I believe this. Training camp in the NFL, in the NHL, are fucking critical.
right.
Now, obviously, in the MLB, spring training is everything.
Right.
You got to get in and get your repetition, do your reps. NBA,
Yep.
I can't even comment because I don't even fucking know.
Right.
Basketball, they probably bounce it all summer anyway, right?
It's a country club.
Yeah.
The NBA.
And I think most of them, they hoop all summer anyway.
Yeah. Well, I know they don't.
But you know what? Shame on Boston. Shame on them.
Yep.
It looks good on them. And now they got who they hire? Sacco?
Yeah, they elevated Joe Sacco to head coach. Never been a head coach, and he's never won anything on a bench in Boston. So
Can I ask you, Chef?
Yep.
If you're an owner of a team, and Boston's got a wealthy owner,
Yep.
and you're gonna fire your coach,
Yep.
how do you not hire Joel Quenneville?
I don't know. He's been cleared.
He's the winningest coach. Believe me when I tell you, he will be the next hire for any team looking to win now.
Well, I don't know why he's not in Boston. I don't know. And we have seen.
Want me to tell you?
Go ahead.
Salary. Those cheap fucking assholes.
Well, yeah.
So the same thing with Swayman.
Yep. Well,
they're fucking knuckleheads.
The Jacobs family, I believe, still owns the Bruins, and
I don't care what you say. Elevating Sacco is a cheap out.
Yeah. So I get that, and I don't want to jump off that subject yet, but I will say you have to have. This is a team that's built to win. I mean, this isn't Anaheim. This isn't San Jose. This is a Bruins team that 2 years ago won the President's Trophy, set all these records, yada, yada, yada. They were out-coached every step of the way. And
I'm telling you now,
yep.
They just threw in the towel. Boston's finished. Ottawa's going to make the playoffs if they have their shit together. There's their chance.
They have a better coach. Travis Green is doing a great job there.
Yeah, he is. And let's be honest, they made some good moves.
They did make some good moves. They extended Mark. I will say that getting back to Swayman sitting out, there's no replacement for a player that sits out. You cannot face it. But I will say that the Decord goaltending school in Boston, my sources in Boston have told me that is where he trained pre-season before he signed the contract. Anywhere in the world, it would have been a waste. He at least got half a step up, but nowhere near the player that he was. I just want to make sure I get that out there. That goaltending school in Boston is a haven for young goaltenders, and I know that quite a few of them listen, but I want to make sure I shout that out there. But I hear you. They are not there's no replacement for it. And NFL, they go and they learn the plays from the new coaches. They don't play in the preseason football games because that's where people get hurt, but there's nothing more than preseason hockey. So and getting the players ready. So I hear you. I'm with you on that. Yeah. Once you screw somebody over like that, that's it. That's it.
They had Swayman and Allmark. They trade Allmark, or they make the move to Ottawa.
Yep.
Before Swayman's
That is a poor managerial decision what they did.
It's brain dead.
Yep. I've never
And
seen
they're
anything
like,
like
oh well, it'll work out.
Okay, so reaching back to brain dead and trying to avoid the Jets, the New York Jets, they fired their GM today. They fired their coach 4 or 5, 6 weeks ago. In the middle of the season, they're going nowhere. So they set a bad precedent for, well, I don't really want to coach there now. I don't really want to be the GM there now. And look what Swayman did to the Bruins. There's the puppy. They're not sure if they want to, if you know what I mean. It's a sinking ship. I hear you.
Now, the Jets obviously aren't very well run, right?
The New York Jets?
The owner's the knucklehead or what?
So here's the fucking deal with the Jets, and I kind of wanted to avoid this, but now we'll talk about it. Woody Johnson owns the Jets. He and his brother, Christopher Johnson, own a company called, let me think, Johnson & Johnson, with the Q-tip and the baby shampoo.
Oh.
So 7 years ago, Donald J. Trump becomes president and names Woody Johnson the UN ambassador to the United Kingdom. And we got Christopher
Why would the guy want that?
Huh?
Why would the owner want to do that?
We loved it as Jets fans. Anything to get rid of Woody. So now Christopher Johnson takes over. He does a pretty good job with the drafting a little bit with the free agency. You know, he's mucking through it. Woody comes back because Trump lost the election in 2020 and fucked everything up. He got rid of Sam Darnold. They picked another quarterback. He sucked because the Jets can't develop a quarterback. I don't know how you can hire a head coach that doesn't know how to develop a young quarterback when you have a young quarterback on your roster. Now the Jets are going to be stuck with Aaron Rodgers, and they're going to bring in a new young coach. They need to bring in John Gruden. There is absolutely no one else that can fix this mess other than Gruden.
You think they're going to let Rodgers pick the coach?
I don't think he's going to pick the coach, but I know that Woody being a Republican and Aaron Rodgers voting for Trump, I know they're going to stick together, and I know that's what's going to happen. And it's going to drive me nuts. It has nothing to do with the politics. It has everything to do with you have a coach that is in love with a 98-year-old quarterback named Aaron Rodgers. That's the fucking problem. And then they're going to bring in some fucking pinhead coach like they do here in Anaheim, like Greg Cronin, and he's going to, I'm a first-time coach. Everybody be in bed at 11:01. Oh, we're going to have curfew. No, you're not. You're not going to have curfew with Aaron Rodgers. He's going to come and go as he fucking pleases. And it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. It's not going to be finished until Trump is out of the White House in 4 years and Woody comes back to fucking sell the team. That's what I got to look forward to. It's fucking brutal.
Too bad because
I'm going to be sitting here.
He was so fucking dominant.
But he's not. He's done. I mean,
yeah,
the last.
It's like Tyson.
Oh,
it's like
JT.
Those guys have lost, whether you like it or not. They've lost it.
Yeah. Well, Tyson should have knocked him out in the first round, and he had the balls to do it. He was in position to do it. Didn't do it. That fight was fixed. There's no way.
Honest to God, that was such a disappointment. But the guy's 58 years old. Maybe, clearly his legs are fucked. He had a brace on his knee or whatever.
Yeah.
So he couldn't move.
Well, he moved well in the first. He won the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, I thought he might get in tight and knock him the fuck out.
No.
But I thought if it didn't happen early, he was fucked.
Yeah. There were 3 or 4 times in the first 2 rounds he had an opportunity to come over with the left and then the right, and he didn't do it. That fight was fixed. That was a fixed fucking fight. I used to go to the horse races with Mooney.
You really believe in it?
Yeah, it was fixed. There's no fucking way. I mean, like.
So they both agreed, hey, no uppercut, no beat the shit.
Never saw an uppercut.
We'll go through the motion, take our 40 and 20 million, go home.
Yep. Fixed.
I tell you what, if that's true, they should be banned.
Well, I mean, Jake Paul's not really a fighter. I mean, he's not like in contention for any sort of help. But it was fixed. It was fixed from the fucking get-go.
If all we're gonna do is that type of shit, then it's like, why bother?
Yeah, I did not lose any respect for Tyson at all, oddly enough. He's 57 years old. He said, you know this as well as I do. He said people taking advantage of him the fucking first time he put on a pair of gloves since he was 11, starting with Robin Givens and going all the way up through Desiree Washington.
Is Larry King still alive?
What's that? Don King?
Don King, Larry King.
Yep. It was Gibbons and then Desiree Washington and Don King all the way through. They left him penniless. When he was in the movie The Hangover, he had like opportunities. He was finally able to do other things and have other projects, and he started to make his money back. This was a $20 million money grab in Nevada, in Texas, I believe it was supposed to be originally in Tampa, but all states that don't have a state sales tax or income tax or whatever tax that is.
State tax, yeah.
Yeah, so they could get away with it.
Which
he wanted to go.
I'm happy for Mike.
I am. I'm only pissed because the fight was thrown. That's it. I wish he just beat the fucking shit out of the kid and walked away. But he didn't want to ruin the kid's reputation. He didn't want to ruin the kid's life of trying to earn future earnings in the next 30, 40 years. So it was status quo. They took their money, shook their hands, and left. There were several times he should have just knocked that fucking piece of shit out, but he didn't.
That was did yours buffer?
Ours looked like Mitch McConnell and Joe Biden were filming.
Why? What do you mean?
That's what it looked like. It was stop and go the whole time.
Why?
Like
why was that?
26, 28, 42, 49, 70.
The line buffered once
at
the entrance of Tyson.
Yeah.
Then it came back and stayed on the rest of the night.
Yeah.
And how good was that woman's fight?
The woman's fight was great. That woman got jobbed as well.
She got fucked.
Yep. She got headbutted at least a half a dozen times. She should have won the whole thing.
I thought she still won.
Yeah. She should have won. She should have won.
Despite that gash, she's a tough hombre, man.
Yeah.
They're going to fight again. She'll beat her.
Yeah, it was that close.
Look, don't get me wrong. I think the Irish chick's a tough bird as well, but.
Yep. I don't know how many more fights the Irish chick has left, though. She's 37 years old. And.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's an older fighter. Maybe not 37, but she is up there. She's not a.
If I was her, I'd bail them because she might get her ass rocked.
Yeah, I mean, the other lady that got the gash, she's Puerto Rican. And what I thought was ironic was they were interviewing her corner during the fight. Like Like they were happy that they were fighting, but the other girl, she's a nice girl, but she headbutts all the time. And they sat down the chapter and verse, like each one of the girls that the girl has headbutted in the past, they fucking knew it.
Yeah.
Chantel Williams or Chantel Jordan headbutted all the time. I believe that was her name. Headbutted all
Hey,
the time.
let's face it. In professional boxing, it's kind of a part of it.
Yeah, but they've done a good job pulling that out. They
Like, why do you think there's so much clutching in boxing?
their people are holding on for dear life.
Fucking right.
Yep.
Fucking right.
Yep. Francis Bouthwa held on for dear life against Tyson, and when he let him go in the 5th or 6th round, Tyson just beat the shit out of him so bad that he was falling through the ropes. Tyson went and grabbed him to pull him back out. I mean,
I would rather Tyson have a GoFundMe page and let a bunch of people give him money than him to do what he just did.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit. I'm glad he got his money. Didn't like anything else of it. All right, let me look at. We have a few other things we wanted to talk about. Okay, can you tell me on this date in 1981 what happened?
What sport?
Hockey. Do you want to guess the team, or do I need to show you the Whaler logo?
Why? What happened to the Whalers?
Ron Francis made his NHL debut in 1981.
You know what?
Against the Toronto Maple Leafs.
He's a fuck of a player, man.
Yep. So he had an assist for his first NHL point.
I just thought of something I need to ask you.
All right.
And I should know this.
Yep.
Right now on Ron Francis' team, that first round pick kid, is he made the team this year?
That right kid?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I need to know that. You have access to your computer?
Right now.
I want to know if he's on the roster.
All
because
right.
that was the only thing I kind of questioned Francis about, was how they were treating that kid.
Can you tell me? All right. So Ron Francis scored a goal in his Ron Francis scored a goal in his NHL debut. Who assisted on it? What future Hall of Famer assisted on it?
I thought you were trying to fuck with me, Castles there.
No Castles.
Mark
Howe.
You're calling him a future Hall of Famer?
Well, not a, I mean, Gordie Howe played when he was a Hall of Famer. There you go. How many times can you stand up and say, I saw a Hall of Famer play while he was in the fucking Hall of Fame? I've seen two. Gordie Howe,
why isn't Alex McGillney in the Hall of Fame?
Because he's Russian.
Did he punch Lenny McDonald in the face? Like what?
He's Russian. He's Russian.
There's lots of Russians.
Well, why do we have 4 nations? How come we don't have 5?
We both know why that.
Yeah, because Gary's a little mini.
But Pavel Datsuk just went into the Hall.
Pavel what? Datsuk? How many cups did he lose? My God.
So you have no idea why McGillney.
I don't know why. Shane Wright is not on the currently on the Seattle roster.
Okay, well, that I question then.
Okay.
With Ronnie.
What do you think about?
What are we doing here? Like, what's going on?
Well, they can trade him. He's tradable. Maybe he's injured, so who the hell knows?
I don't know. Remember he dipped in the draft and somebody said it was his attitude. There's no way right now it's still attitude.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's over here in Coachella Valley. I can go take a look.
It blows my mind.
All right, so let me ask you this. David Kampf is out, and Fraser Minton is up, right? Where
What has Minton done in the minors so far?
I guess he's done okay, but I would have rather seen that Russian winger with a little bit more abrasiveness. I would have liked to have seen him on a look-see, but I guess Camp is.
You know what they're doing? They're honoring what they told Minton.
That's
all they're doing. They're just saying, hey, you'll for sure be up at some point, and we'll give you a shot to see what you can do. That David Kim situation is ridiculous, by the way.
The which situation?
The way they handled the injury. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, it's been secretive. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, I don't know.
You trying to tell me they didn't know in the summer?
I don't know if he got hurt over the summer. I don't think it was. I don't think it lingered through the fall. I don't think it was that. I think he got hurt. I think he got hurt.
Camp?
No, not Camp. I thought you were talking about Matthews. Camp's been hurt for maybe a week.
When did he get hurt?
Maybe a week ago.
Oh shit! So who am I thinking of?
Matthews.
The other guy in the IR.
Oh, Yarncroke.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, he just underwent hernia and groin surgery. He's going to be out 4 or 5 months.
I know, but they couldn't have done it in the summer.
Well, they try to do surgery now as a last resort. So he's been hurt. He's been hurt for 2 years.
Christ.
He's almost like Robitaille. Remember him?
Oh, fuck yeah. They still call it Robitaille Island.
Yeah, that's where he is. He's on Robitaille Island.
It's beside the Toronto airport.
Is that where it is? I thought that was the Constellation Hotel that was next to it.
No. There's an airport right on the lake downtown.
Yeah.
You know about that?
I do know a little bit about that.
Yeah, Ty's flown in there. I've never done it.
No. All right. So, the Robertson boys are both struggling. Are you surprised?
Well, the older guy I am.
How about the younger kid that's had every fucking opportunity to do something?
I've already concluded, like I have with 16, that
he needs to go.
Forget about it. Put it out of your goddamn memory.
Yeah.
He can't play.
No.
He was great in the exhibition.
Yep.
If you put him in the minors right now, you get a point a game.
Yeah.
You know why? He's an American leaguer.
Yes.
He's never going to play in the NHL, Jeff.
No, he's never going to play in the NHL. Any sort of draft pick compensation they can get for Nick Robertson, the Maple Leafs.
Dude, if they can get a fresh bucket of pucks,
yep,
trade him. Now his brother, what's going on with his brother?
Slumping.
Wow, he's a great player, man.
Yep.
He's a big, strong kid. That guy.
Yeah, I'm a little blown away by it, but they all go through slumps. So, who knows?
Pete DeBoer's a good coach. He'll get him out of it.
Pete will straighten him out. Oh, Ottinger. That's the other American goaltender I was thinking of. Down in Dallas.
He's really good.
Oh, yeah. Yep. 1 through 8, the Americans have the best goaltending. They could dress 8 goaltenders. Wouldn't matter which one they picked. Would not matter.
Now, if you're Team USA, do you play the Tkachuk brothers together?
I would put the Tkachuk brothers with Austin Matthews.
Well, that would grow Austin 2 feet.
Yep. They would.
Actually, could you imagine? So the answer to the question is yes. You would definitely play them on the same line.
Yep. It'll never happen, but yeah.
Why not?
what'll probably happen is
They might.
Well, I would definitely have whoever is at center, the Kachuk brothers would be together. 1,000,000%. I don't know if it's going to be Eichel. I don't know if it's going to be Matthews.
You know what? If the coach has a brain, he plays him with Matthews. Because Matthews feeling fresh and protected.
Yep.
And they have enough grit on. Yeah, they got other gritty guys.
Yeah.
I mean, JT Miller's going to be on that team.
You could put JT Miller with Eichel and Kyle Connor. So that's not bad. But
now, if I'm Canada, I have a Bennett. You know, they were talking about Tom Wilson making the team, man.
Well,
he hasn't played great this year, though, and I like him.
Yeah.
Although, maybe he's playing better than you think, because he's creating room for Ovi, right?
Yep. You don't see it. You don't see it in the box score, but you see it in the locker room.
Yeah.
Trent Frederick.
But Tom Wilson's like Ryan Reeves. He doesn't like to fight anymore.
Well, is it because he shouldn't fight anymore, or is somebody telling him that he shouldn't?
Now that could be. He could be being told, "Hey, we need you on the ice with Ovi," because he generally plays with Ovi.
Right.
And the other kid from Chicago, Canadian kid, Strome.
Foligno?
No, Strome.
Oh, Strome, yeah.
He's kicking ass with Ovi.
So Taylor Hall with a healthy scratch the other day in Chicago. What's that all about?
I don't know. That was weird because he's the one guy I thought always did put an effort in. Normally, when you sit a guy out healthy, you feel like he's just fucking the dog.
Yeah.
He's hit a wall or whatever, right?
Right.
I really hope Luke Richardson sat him down, because you can fuck a guy and lose him for doing that.
I don't know if you'd lose Taylor Hall. Is he that type of player that would take it personally and that sort of thing?
I don't know. I don't know him, but like, Mike Richards. When you sit a guy out that believes he's getting fucked, you can lose him.
Yeah.
If you sit a guy out who, like Mike got sat out in St. Louis, and I warned him about 2 weeks before. I go, "You're looking tired, son. Your fucking legs. You might want to ease up on the strip joint." And he's like, yeah, they'll never sit me out. They sat him out.
Yep.
And he woke up.
Who was coaching St. Louis at the time?
Joel. And Mike loves Joel.
Yeah.
Mike loved Joel. But Joel also loved Mike. Then they fired Joel. Mike Kitchen took over and Mike hated him.
Yeah. So sitting here, I thought of two quick things. One is the third line for the Americans after the Kachucks and Matthews and Connor and Eichel and Miller. So the third line is Trent Frederick of the Bruins, Matthew Nyes of Toronto, and your buddy Zegras. Softy.
Don't tell me he's going to be on the top 9.
Of course he is.
I put him on the.
They have this bullshit tournament for fruits like that. Oh.
I'd only bring him to do shootout.
Yeah. Yep.
Matthew Nyes probably wasn't even penciled in the summer.
Nope. Not even thought of.
Now he got no choice.
I don't know how he couldn't be I don't know how he couldn't be in the top 6, to be honest with you. I get it. They got a lot of talent.
It'll be top 9 easy.
Top 9, yeah. I mean, but you could have him top
there's
6.
no question. He's Toronto's best player right now.
100%. And the one thing that baffles me, getting back to the, where are we? The mess in Anaheim that's right over here. I can see it. I can smell it. Is because I'm going Friday. Kevin Dineen gets fired out of Utica because they started out really slow, and obviously that's in with Sheldon and their farm club or whatnot. So I just cannot get over Verbeek with the missteps in the draft, the missteps with the coaching, the missteps everywhere. I don't know why Dineen and Quenneville are not here. And here's the thing.
Well, I can tell you, first off, the problem in Anaheim starts up top.
Yep.
And it trickles down to Verbeek, to all the decisions. All lousy decisions.
Yep.
Joel Quenneville would go there.
No.
Not a fucking chance.
No.
They need to wake the fuck up. But it's not just one thing that you can fix. Because the problem is the top.
Yeah, they have butchered that entire organization. After Bob Murray left.
I can tell you right now.
What's that?
The owner's way too involved.
Well, yeah, the owner's way too involved. But the other thing with the owner is that he's fired one coach mid-season and has not replaced a GM mid-season. And it's...
Oh, no, he won't either. They won't fire Verbeek.
Nope. No, he won't fire Verbeek.
Niedermeyer and Solane in Korea were the main guys on that decision.
That is, I'm baffled almost by every choice that Pat Verbeek has made as a GM.
Yeah, me too.
Literally, I could understand he decided he wasn't going to resign Hampus Lindholm.
Well, tell me how that number 1 pick's doing.
What's that?
How's that number 1 pick doing right now?
Leo Carlsson. Let's see. Leo Carlsson is the type of player that sits out the third game in 4 nights for maintenance. They set him out for maintenance.
This year?
They did it last year.
Yeah, I'm talking this year.
They are almost unwatchable. It's that bad.
What are his stats?
Low. The whole team is low. Killorn is. I'll tell you. I'll dig it up right now. It is an absolute disaster. That team.
You can't afford to blow a pick that high.
Troy Terry leads the Ducks with 6 goals. Leo Carlsson has 5. Strom, Olin Zellweger, and Brock McKinn finish out 4 and 3. Assists. Oh, fuck. Are you fucking kidding me? Troy Terry has 6 assists with Mason McTavish with 6. And
I like that kid.
McTavish, yeah. Cutter Gauthier is another American that's floundering. He has 6 assists. Strom.
Now, Jeff, is it fair? Because when McTavish came in the league, everybody said, oh, he's going to be like a fucking stud, gritty. You know, people would have thought Team Canada. Is it fair that Bedard is average at best, is going to get a spot?
I think
I watched him Saturday against Canucks. Dude, he was on the outside getting bounced around. Very concerning if I'm in Chicago.
Well, there's a lot there to that pick, but I'm of the firm belief. I watched the draft on the NHL Network, and I know the picks are made beforehand, but I'm sorry. The Anaheim Ducks had the highest percentage to make and get that first overall pick. They didn't give it to them. And I think we've gone over this in a few podcasts. When you try to bribe a federal judge like Henry Samueli did, you are not going to get any breaks in the NHL. You're not. If Connor Bedard came to Anaheim,
they still suck.
He'd still suck. He'd be softer than he is now. He and Zegras would be softer than soft. But the impact it would have had on the community, they would have had to build 2 or 3 more 5-sheet great park rinks like they do have here in Anaheim or in Irvine, because the youth hockey would have gone through the roof. It would have been, I'm not even exaggerating when I say this, it would have been easily another $10 to $15 million a year for 15 years if they drafted that kid. If that kid came to Anaheim, that's how much it would have been. And I'm not saying $10 to $15 million.
Okay, so answer my question.
For the kid. Yep, go ahead.
Does he deserve Team Canada 4th line?
Probably. He'll probably make
Because
it.
he's going to beat out some good fucking guys.
Of course he is. He'll beat out Scheifele. He's going to beat out, gosh, I almost said Max Domi. He's going to beat out some great players. He's going to beat out Reinhardt. He's going to beat out some great Canadians.
See, for me right now, picking the team, he doesn't make it.
No, he should make it.
He's got what, 3-4 goals?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what his stats are. I can't watch Chicago. Chicago's dead to me. All right, I'm going to ask you this. How many points does Trevor Zegras have this season?
8.
8? What are you going, a streak? 4.
Because he's garbage, dude.
He has 4 points.
Not a skills competition. You need a pair of fucking balls to play in this league.
He doesn't even know where to find the balls. He doesn't know what aisle they're on. It's sad. Okay. We did go. I think we've covered almost everything, which is an oddity. So
good. We've gone about an hour.
Yes, we have. Alex Killorn, how many points does he have?
No idea.
6. 6 on the Ducks. 6.
I don't know why he even wanted to go there.
Money. He already had the jewelry. Now he's got the money.
Yeah, it's bad. I don't get it, but he must.
Absolutely.
He must want to live there or something.
All right, we'll end it with this. I am in. I'm going to the game Friday night. We can do a show live for about 10 or 15 minutes beforehand. And are your Blue Jays going to sign Juan Soto?
I don't know. Ask Guerrero. Ask Bobby.
Are the Blue Jays management, are they planning to meet with Juan here in Southern California?
From my understanding, they already met with him.
Where do you think?
I think if Vladdy maybe puts pressure on him, I don't know. I don't think they're getting him.
Is Vladdy a free agent after this season?
Yeah, he's got 1 more year of control.
Where do you think he's going?
Well, the rumor is he's agreed to a deal in Toronto. Toronto just they have to sign it. I think one of the problems is the owner in the back of his mind knows if the Jays aren't like playoff bound, everyone's gone.
Yeah.
And I think that's holding this up.
But
if I'm Ted Rogers, I get it done.
Yeah.
The ballpark would be 50% less a night if they don't sign Vladdy. They would hold them accountable for not spending the money. Because you got to remember, everybody in Toronto pays their Rogers cable bill, their Rogers cell phone bill, internet bill. So they feel it. So they want to see something for it.
Yeah.
That's the problem when the owner of the professional sports is your direct consumer, is all your fans. You can't hide it like Johnson & Johnson, right?
Yeah. It's been embarrassing for the Jets.
Listen, the Rogers Corp need to spend money, keep the fans happy, or they're fucked. And if they lose Vladdy, they are fucked with a capital F. But I really don't think they're gonna. I don't think you could be that stupid.
Well, time will tell. How long is Bichette signed for?
He may be the exact same as Vladdy, another year ago.
They could both walk out the door hand in hand at the same time?
Yeah. I'm a little worried about Bo Bichette, but
yeah,
maybe he'll come around. He had an awful year.
What do you think of the Tampa Bay Rays playing their regular season games at George S. Steinbrenner Field, where the Yankees have their spring training? You know the area, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, and I've been to a game there. That was really cool, that training camp there. But maybe it was just because it was the Yankees, or my eyes were wide open. But anyway, I don't know. Probably anywhere is better than Tampa Bay. Montreal?
I would have liked to have seen the team in Montreal. Oakland still has their stadium. The team is gone, obviously. They probably want to keep them on the East Coast. I can't wait for the rainouts and rain delays at George Steinbrenner Field for that Coast League. That's going to be,
especially in the winter in Florida. You get rain.
Well, it's not so much the winter; it's the rain through from June to September, right through to September. So the Rays are going to play their regular season games at George Steinbrenner Field.
That's for sure.
That's 1,000,000% happening. The Tampa Bay Rays are playing their regular season games at George S. Steinbrenner Field, where the Yankees have their spring training.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Go Yankees. You love the Yankees. You love the Yankees. Huh?
Would you lose your hat?
Yeah, it flipped off my knee. My dog knows I'm going to go barbecue. So she keeps running around with this great big ball in her mouth. Like, going, hey, fuckhead, let's go play ball.
All right. Well, this is, I'll let you go then. This is Chef in Chef's Kitchen. Catch us each and every time here on the podcast, on X and Twitter, obviously, the same thing. YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, the whole shebang. Instagram.
Stay hungry.
Stay hungry. Eat the steaks.